What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 80 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, the Chameleon showed continued as Chameleon faced off against Belacor out in the Great Ocean. He did get hurt and even lost one of his red-crested skinks, but we did need to delete one of the units in this army, so I guess that was the unit that we ended up deleting, and we will be replacing it with a Reviv Crystal, which this army really strongly needs, especially for all the single entity units that it has. Otherwise, Chameleon will hopefully hit Elysia and will be able to heal up there for a time while he continues helping out the elves. Alright, in terms of what we're going to do this time around, well, there's still probably at least a few moves to make with our armies, as well as... Ooh, who's wounded here? Alright, I was just seeing the slan from the Xhotl Confederation, and ooh, we gotta get Xhotl fighting before the end game arrives, hopefully. Well, we'll see. At the very least, he can help out with the end game. Now, in terms of what we have to do this time, as I was saying, Konoskir is going to attack the Grotrolex's lighthouse, and there may be other attacks in store, but we're going to have to see. Before we get to that, however, 80th episode, and once again, I'm just going to remind you guys not to forget to drop those likes and comments below if you're enjoying this particular Let's Play, especially as Let's Plays get older, interest wanes, viewership drops, etc., etc., etc. It is much more advantageous, according to the algorithm, not to bother posting them, but instead post newer, more popular campaigns. So, the likes and the comments, the engagement is paramount to keeping these things continued. Just food for thought if you're liking the lizards. Anyway, let's begin with whoever else we still need to move this time around. Kylok? You cannot move, can you? No. You were at Spectazuma and were waiting to destroy the floating pyramid, so you're fine as you are. Hydroxyanthropurin, you're heading out to Oishul, so that's where we're heading, yeah? Because you're going to join Gorok in fighting the units there. We have a Skink Chief here who is going to be joining Tehenoan as... Oh, you know what? No, we're going to have you join... I changed my mind. We're going to have you join Xhotl instead. And then once we get more Skink Chiefs for both of them, we'll deal, because right now we don't have the capacity for them. And there's not a lot of moves to make. Yarick, what are you doing here? Oh, right, you're guarding this place. You're not really needed here anymore, although I suppose if the Vanaheimlings decide to attack us, still might be needed. Alright, fine, Yarg, just stay here for now. We'll deal with the Vanaheimlings later, maybe, possibly, hopefully. You, Tail. You are going to join up where Clan Moors will be arriving. Tech Thieves, I guess we need to move you guys as well. Who's Recruiter Grecox again? Oh, I had forgotten to continue recruiting with you. Let's see, assuming that we can get another Chameleon Skink for Tehenoan, and we won't be able to build it out of here, but we can. We also want another... Maybe another Ark of Sotek for Gorok, or is one sufficient? They're really useful, damn it. But you know what, he doesn't have a lot of room either. Also, I'd like to build him at least one more Trog if possible, but that doesn't change the fact that you are going to get 2 more heroes, which are going to put you up to 18 out of 20, 19 if we count the Chameleon Stalkers, and I guess 20 will be a second Reviv Crystal. Alright, so we're going to build a second Reviv Crystal then. Alright, there. And do we want to build anything for Gorok's army? And if we do, what is it gonna be? Well, if we replace the Pterodon Riders with Fireleech Bolas, even though I do think they'll be very useful against the Skaven, the problem with this army is going to be it's very slow, and against the Skaven, if they have Rattling Guns and Warp Fire Throwers, how are we going to deal with them? Gorok certainly isn't going to be able to get to them. I guess it'll have to be up to the Oracle and the Pale Death. I mean, if we remove the Pterodon Riders in favor of more dinos, or we keep them, we replace a couple of Saurus with the Blessed Saurus, and we see what we see. Alright, well, we'll hold them as they are for now, then. Alright, who's up next? Oh, we have a Dino Rider, one of these. Stegodon, Basti, Pterodon, and Carnosaur. Oh, not Dreadsaurian. I mean, I guess it's at least Carnosaurs. I was thinking about getting a one of these guys into this little army back here. I guess the only problem is, where the heck do we recruit nearby? Do we have... Nope, Dreadrock does nothing for us in that regard. Yeah, there's nothing nearby that can build these. Well, we can build one out of here, I guess, at the Serpent Coast. It's gonna take ages to get there, though, and we're out of capacity. But you know what? I think it's taking too long now to mill through them, as in to get the ones with the perfect spawn and the leader of his kind, so we're not going to bother. We can always replace them as we go, since we recruit them at high tiers, or high ranks anyway. Anyway, tech thieves, you got places to be, you got techs to thief, and okay, you're gonna go through the sea as well, actually. 2 on land, 2 by sea. Let's hit the edge of Marathi's territory with you two. Araktazan, you're supposed to join Kylok's army, so that he actually has a caster and can function on his own. Varenagor, you are supposed to join the aerial army, so you can proceed. And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, that's about it. In fact, delete. I think delete is no longer necessary either. Delete. It has been nice, but goodbye. I don't think he has any items, right? No, he does not? Okay, therefore he can be deleted. So I'm still at 50k income, so positive. Shifting Sands. Casa Bar. It's going to be expensive. Alrighty, now I did say I did want to get some spawn pools of the Chosen for capacity, so we'll build that. I guess we might as well... Oh wait, no, we have to build the Shrine of the Old Ones here for income increase, especially at Casa Bar, because it makes decent money. And then we'll do a capacity building for you. Western Badlands, Bitterstone Mine. I guess we'll be getting the totems of... No, Lodestone, not totems of Xhotl. Almost played myself again. Suntrin built it the wrong thing the second time. Same thing with you, Stone Marker. And Death Pass, what do we have here? Carrick Drawn. I guess you're in the same situation as well. Public Order is fine. And again, we have a gold mine here, so we would get benefit out of the Grand Plaza as well, so we'll do that. Black Crag, you lack a geomantic pylon. Damn. I wish I had started on that earlier, but I guess because of the Horned One's nests, we cannot. We still gotta get a cavalry army if we can. Vulture Mountain, rather. I saw the iron and thought of armor. Let's upgrade you. Temple Avenue of Gold. We were building defenses because Kairos is nearby, but you know what? Still continue building them, who knows? He might sail up here and decide to annoy us. I would hardly be surprised if he did. Quitex, Talantula, and Chakwa. Let's get you money, let's get you... I guess an old one monument, and then you can have the Stone Marker. Yes. Which is faction-wide money. Kayaks, I think we can skip the defenses right now. Talantlan, we want a geomantic pylon. Though we're running out of space, and yeah, we want the Temple of the Eclipse. Not that it does all that much for us, but still something. What's up next? Mosquito Swamps. Yes, ports are nice, and Blood Swamps, I guess we're gonna go for Skink Favelas. Overgrowth. Growth is still fairly good, and damn, we ran out of money finally, damn. Which is unfortunate considering we still had stuff to upgrade, but it is what it is. This also means that we can skip, and not end turn, but rather have Kanos Kier strike. Alrighty, so what do we have in terms of points before we attack? We should be making decent use of them. We have Arcane Conduit on you. For Savannah here, should be useful against Tzeentch. You know what? Vissen's Wild Form, Panzerpenetrable Pelt, and Curse of Anric here. I don't particularly care for the transformation of Kadan or the Amber Spear, so they're not particularly critical over the buffs for the melee force. Horal, the perfect spawn. Now, we're not afraid of you getting killed, and we are the elite. We want Retinue Trainer for the faction-wide buff. I honestly don't think we care that much. Let's just get you Honored Elder and keep building you out to be a strong fighter. Nah, still thick-skinned. And Foe Seeker for you, and then you. What do you have? You are missing Foe Seeker. We are the elite on you. We have Honored Elder, and we don't have Honored Forward Scout. Do we have Forward Scout on you? I'd like for them both to have the same capabilities, and I didn't get Commune with Beasts with you either, but oh well. Let's get your Blade Shield. It's pretty necessary. Oh, wait, actually. You're a perfect spawn, which means we actually probably get more mileage out of the Scarred Vet, although at tier 1, 300 HP is not that much. Alright, now. Blade Shield it is. Alrighty, looks good to me. Grotrolex's Lighthouse, we've landed, and it's time to fight some Tzeentchans. Ooh, they got some Doom Knights. And we'll see how many of those we can knock out of the sky with our basties, and how well Mr. Kroq-Gar can do. He's been around with us for a very long time, after all. I should probably replace that armor of silvered steel on him for an armor of fortune. I think we got one a few episodes back that I didn't put on anybody, but we'll double check later. Not now. Now we fight. Alrighty, here we go. We have finally made a landfall at the in the southern Chaos Wastes here. We have attacked Grotrolex's Lighthouse, which will be the first on the menu of Kroq-Gar's line of dinos. The tip of the spear, the Carnosaurs with those supportive units of basties, and then the stegs, the regular feral stegs, to help out. That's a heck of a dino line to lead the charge, and then obviously our units of Saurus to follow that up. Should be pretty decent, though we do have to remember that the enemy has quite a few monstrous infantry, so they're hardly helpless here, and we're going to have to deal with all those spawn of Tzeentch, plus all the range support that the Tzeentchans will be able to provide. I do think that the Tzeentchan faction, especially the way the AI plays them with decent numbers of spawn and things like that, is fairly decent against our Saurus lines, so that should be of at least some concern. Plus, of course, they have all that spell support, bound army abilities and whatnot, and that we do still have to watch out for. Oh, you gotta love the Chaos Waste locations, though. They're always pretty cool looking. Tzeentchan ones are particularly neat oftentimes. There's random wings and eyes and beaks and stuff coming out of the mountains, and we got some pretty cool structures on the field as well. Yes, I'm going to take a look at the map while we wait for the... Ooh, yeah, there's more eyes down there. While we wait for the armies to smash into each other, or at the very least to get into position. On the other hand, I should probably speed that up while they do so. So let's move on. We are not getting quite to the enemy battle line, or at the very least not to where they can hit us, and we're going to start the battle up by annoying them as best we can with our basties with the solar engines. Specifically, they'll be firing at the most threatening units on the field, Chosen of Tzeentch, who are going to start losing models, and the other Chosen of Tzeentch out here. Looks like a single shot from the solar engine, last shot anyway, takes out about 4 of these guys, and 2 this time around, but still, we're making headway and dishing out damage to them. The other units are going to be a lot less threatening than these guys are, especially with their anti-large halberds. So it's best we whittle away at them while we can, and if the enemy doesn't want to come forward, wants to take hits from our solar engines, well, why wouldn't we take advantage of that? We do still somewhat lack in artillery capacity, perhaps, but nonetheless, dishing out some damage. There we go, 25% damage taken off of that unit of Chosen, and about the same on this one as well, and the enemy anthill is kicked. The army will march towards us, and it's time for us to start moving forward as well. Ooh, nice splash hit into those Chosen, hitting the back line as well, and the dinos are gonna move forward. Ah, you gotta love those triple Carnosaur charges, smashing their way through the enemy Forsaken, and then moving to the back, wherein they will do several things. A, tie up a decent amount of the pink cores. We're using the Carnosaurs for this just because they're faster, but Kroq-Gar himself will be going after the enemy Lord here, who should go down very quickly, as obviously it's a Herald of Tzeentch and it's not a very strong melee fighter. Over on the flanks, it looks like the enemy has decided to actually send 3 units of spawn to flank us, and this is why we kept our Saurus spears on the flanks rather than sending them up the middle, and then the same thing over on this side. Saurus spears versus even more spawn of Tzeentch. Kind of interesting that the enemy decided to do essentially the reverse of what we did. The bigger, harder hitting units on the flanks for them, and then in the center for us. That said, we're going to be able to react to this to at least some degree, as the dinos are keeping on the flanks together with the, well, other than the Carnosaurs, of course, together with our units of Saurus. The enemy Doom Knights have also landed, but we immediately reacted to that and sent all of our dinos to deal with them. Here come those piles of enemy spawn of Tzeentch. And damn, the color scheme for Tzeentch is a little bit similar to ours. Not quite there, but similar enough as to actually be a little bit difficult to tell what the heck is going on in the press of the battle. And looks like a nice little cycle charge from the enemy Doom Knights. Not super concerning as yet. The enemy Lord is dead, but that is hardly surprising. We were expecting them to die fairly quickly as well. The enemy is also dropping one of its Bound Army bombardment spells, though we did manage to get a decent amount of units out. This Saurus Warrior unit did take the brunt of that hit, although the Chosen that we're fighting are down as well. Same thing happening over on this side, where the Dinos, the support Dinos, and the Feral Basties, which I guess in some ways are also support dinos because they're applying armor sundering to everybody, which is really effective against the poor spawn who are only 35 armor in the first place, nearly down to 0 armor, making them even more susceptible to all those hits from those Saurus. And it's working out. Very nice anchoring points with these Saurus, especially once the enemy has, by and large, run out of spellcasting capability once we have taken out their Lord. Looks like most of the monstrous infantry over on the rightmost flank are in pretty bad shape. Several of them are down to about 25%, though a few remain. The Carnosaurs have also done a great job in not allowing any of those pink horrors to really achieve anything by forcing them into combat, and now allowing our Saurus warriors to move in as well, to continue tying them up and killing them off a little bit faster. I will grant you that obviously the Carnosaurs would be faster at killing off the monstrous infantry than the other dinos are, so they could have been used against the spawn of Tzeentch, but because of the speed of the Carnosaurs, I felt it was more valuable to have them in the center line. Besides, they can still add their maws to the fray, as there are still monstrous infantry to kill. And there we go. Alrighty, and it looks like with that, the enemy army is at about 10% balance of power, and in fact, I believe the army is shattered. We still have to destroy the rest of the monstrous infantry, of course, but the rest of them are going to be out of here. Looks like they did have another Sorcerer Lord, but he is terrified, having seen the power of the dinos. I always find it interesting when, you know, like these evil factions like Chaos and stuff like that get terrified. You'd think that more of them would be immune to psychology, but just the idea of a Chaos Sorcerer who's probably, let's face it, super smug, especially a Tzeentch Chaos Sorcerer, just terrified off the field by seeing the dinos absolutely rampaging through his forces, especially considering he thought he had the support of his god. But perhaps he's not just terrified of the dinos, but also the fact that everything is not going according to plan, and that Tzeentch, who likes to betray his followers in the first place, has probably betrayed him. There we go. Looks like the second Chaos Sorcerer has been hunted down. Too slow to get away from those quick-moving Carnosaurs, and the battle's ours. Beautiful. Decisive victory. We've made landfall, and I think we should be able to start taking territories fairly quickly. Ooh. Like this little crevasse that we've got going on here with the structures coming out of the side of it, and apparently leading into space. Swell. But this is, this is Chaos Waste. It's not the realm of Chaos, so it shouldn't, in theory, be leading to space, but obviously there are pockets in the waste that will lead into the warp there. But it looks like this entire area is kind of like that. It's all over space. Hardly surprising. Reality is a little bit wonky in the waste. And ooh, what do we have down here? Of just a little crystal and and a staircase around it, huh? Where's that staircase supposed to go? I love these maps. Alrighty, not too bad at all. That one certainly went in our favor, and funnily enough, the most damage was to the Skink Priest, who only got damage because he was trying to chase down the Doom Knights, only for them to turn around and attack him. We are going to, I guess, regular occupy this. I obviously don't care about these Chaos Waste territories, but you know what? Maybe we can still use them for some purposes, like capacities, for example, rather than bothering to build any any sort of... Wait, Dicky Dick? You do not need a steg. You will remain on a pterodon. Rather than bothering to build any economy stuff here, at least that way we don't need to collect income and don't need to bother with it. Should be advantageous. The Demon's Gate and Fate Weaver's Crevasse. Ooh, Kroq-Gar has his work cut out for him, as there are two capital territories right beside each other. We might as well build these things up, although I don't really care. I would honestly rather just trade them to the elves, but we'll see about that later. Anyway, you did a good job, and I believe with that... Oh, we got a little bit of money. Maybe we can build something still. Something still useful. Ah, Chamber Visions, we could upgrade you so that we can get, well, the Chamber Visions later on. Magic item drop chance increases always nice. Get you the Mystic Fern Grove. We still have 3 turns of materials at sea, and we damn well gotta use them. I guess Skink Favelas, and the last point will be the landmark, and we still have a tiny bit of cash remaining. Pahwaks. You... Do we maintain Skink Chief capacity here? I mean, we probably do want the capacity as well. Either way, build the glowing berry patches for now, and oh... This doesn't actually provide us capacity. You know what? I feel like we're better off building the geomantic pylon instead. And now this place actually still generates decent amounts of cash as well. Oh, we also should build the Shrine of Sotek's Dies rather than just leaving them like that. Anyway, Wellsprings of Eternity, let's buff up your growth rate. Subaton, lots of growth rate here. And the cattle, hothouse hatchery rather, gives us more, and that is now that for our cash. And now, unless there's diplomacy, that is also that for this particular turn. That's not happening, Hunts Marshall. It's really not happening. Skip, and let's end the turn. Can we get attacked anywhere? Well, if we can, I guess we're about to find out the hard way. Oh, Chameleon's the one I really care about, since he's damaged and still reeling from the fight with Be'lakor after those 2 armies that they fought previously. But it looks like he's okay. Alright, anybody else going to do anything interesting here? Cult of Pleasure, you are moving around up there, I'm sure. Well, they didn't attack Mazdamundi. Morathi, I think, was actually in range to try to take Mazdamundi out, but now that he has his true army, or at least most of it, she's probably too scared to do so, as he defeated her previously without his elite forces. Alright, we're host of the Apocalypse, Decadent Host, Fecundites, and none of them are of a threat to us, or of concern to us, I should say, as they are nowhere near to us at the current time. Aldebrand Ludenhoff, you want a non-aggression pact. I think we didn't do this because the Wood Elves didn't like you, right? I don't seem to care about this anymore. Why not? Whatever. Not a big deal. I assume that maybe that faction was actually killed at some point and then got revived. And do you hear the whispers? Oh. Wait, this... Huh? I thought we already had Dangerous Winds. Wow, I didn't even know you could get this so late into the game. We usually got this super early. I think we're actually going to not do this. I know that it's a bunch of debuffs for a really strong buff. The problem is we're so late into the game that the buff probably wouldn't be all that helpful, A, and B, we would be in debuff time during the endgame scenario, so this wouldn't really help us. We received this way too late at turn 117. And be ashamed of yourself. Oh, I am. I'm ashamed of myself every day. But yeah, we're not going to bother with it. Hopefully it doesn't actually give us another debuff if we do that. I don't actually know what happens. I've never done... Oh, wow, everybody's ready for duty. I've never not accepted it before, so I guess we'll see. Oh, look, you're going for the Lost Palace. And yeah, Dangerous Winds. Oh, it's already for 9 turns. Ugh. This is the debuff I wanted to avoid. We could go for the Sinhal Monolith. With Kroq-Gar, he should be able to auto-resolve that and then head back towards the Demon Gate, which he can't reach in 1 turn anyway. Alright, Sinhal Monolith it is then. And yeah, prevent Mr. Fractus from building anything there. How dare you build things, Fractus? You have to ask permission for that. Auto-resolve... Medium casualties again, really? I think the game is going to make us fight every single Tzeentch battle. The problem is, because we're in red territory, our healing is going to be kind of wonky. Man, we might have to actually not heal very well, and or otherwise have to fight it manually. Anyway, let's get to the alignment and monuments here. We actually do make okay amounts of money for this place, but that doesn't change the fact that we need to build other stuff here. We need public order, don't we? That's gonna be a problem. We're at -10 because of climate alone. Yeah, you know what? Don't collect the income here. It's too ugly. And also, what are we at here? 1154 and still at 2 and not 1. Damn it, game. What do you want from me? How much bonus research? And let's see. I don't see any Skaven armies nearby, which is nice. Are these guys allied, incidentally? Yeah, they're all allied with each other. I was hoping we could maybe force them to fight each other, but obviously that's not going to happen. Now look, they've reclaimed Chiang, though probably not for very long. Let's. All right. Well, Kroq, I want you to check out what's going on at Kunlun. And then we'll move down to Shingpo, which is their capital, or up this way, Pyrrhic Victory. That tells me we have to manually fight this. Or else we get screwed over by the auto-resolve and healing. So we will manually fight this probably next episode, and then start moving back down this way. I really want to reclaim Wei Jin for these guys, and we can also trade Terracotta Graveyard back to you while we're at it, as we have no purpose for it. Do you want to join any wars? Oracles of Tzeentch, Wintertooth, Worldwalkers. How about Wintertooth and Worldwalkers? Ah, yeah, you are willing. And Seducers of Slaanesh. No. Oracles of Tzeentch. No. Cult of Pleasure. No. Thousand Maws? Yeah, okay. Well, no, they're dead. But you know what? Yeah, that's fine, actually. Maintain war with them. It'll make you all friendlier with each other. This is why I'm bothering to do this right now, because we want everybody nice and friendly. No to Sylvania. You know, just do it like this then. Screw it. No, don't take their money.
I will.
There we go. Fantastic. And oh, wait, somebody, public order with somebody, or friendship with somebody is dropping. Plus 764, it's dropping with Thorek, and it's dropping with the Golden Order. I don't know why, because of the way that the UI is made, but it's dropping considerably. Huh. Did we recently make friends with somebody that they despise? Oh, could everybody have hated Hawkland? Did I screw that up? No, they don't hate Hawkland. The heck? Okay, I don't know why it's happening, but it is happening, so not much we can do about it right now. Anyway, Kroq, you are going to attack, but not right now. Chameleon, you're kind of in the same boat. Let's see. Land at Elysia. Is there anybody? And yeah, we're gonna have to fight that as well. No, the holders of the Lichbone Pennant fell. Alrighty, well, Lichbone Pennant 2, you know, let's give it to one of the ones with the more HP for now. And Elysia will be the place to be, as we will need it to heal up. I suppose we could have actually tried to land in Mistnar instead, but now it's too late, so that's what's happening. Also, hello, Fimra. You're probably going for Bordelot, and that is why we're gonna send Koal over here to deal with you. Man, I'd really love to give the Blessed Chameleon Skinks to Xhotl, but he's so far. I really don't want to spend... It's gonna take like 20 turns for Koal to get down here. The world is just too big for that sort of thing, and there's no easy way to teleport those units, so... Oh well. Tic-tac. You have places to be. Lizard places. Lizard light places. Well, I guess all our lizards always have lizard places to be fair. Go here. And you will... Yeah, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Good. How's our prep, incidentally? Ooh. Pyroxy's not going to make it. To Clan Rictus. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Pyroxy, move out to Silver Pinnacle through friendly territory, and we're gonna give Nashrak's Lair back to these guys so that they have the full province. This is their main province at that. Alright, you're not healing much here, but... Yeah, we're gonna need to take a territory and then heal there, although it looks like oldest Ironhammer is going to take this. Also, how are we doing here, generally speaking? Fergal is besieging Jar-Nagrund. The gates of Jar have been taken by our allies. These guys are moving towards Blood Peak, so hopefully they can deal with that. Alrighty. Yeah, Misty Mountain is still going to be the major problem. Gorok is, or Kroq-Gar rather, no, Gorok is moving to Woyshul, so he'll head off Clan Pestilence. Looks like the Helpit will revive with a ton of Skaven there. Oh man, kind of weird to see Goramadni hold it. Wait, this is Vanaheimlings, not Goramadni, right? Yeah, okay. I was just concerned, or thought it might have been that it was Goramadni that somehow took over all of Norska, which is, I don't think, possible, but that's why I was so weirded out by it. Anyway, Kowal, other Kowal, you're going to take the Haunted Forest, mostly so that the Skaven don't spawn there and sit there and annoy us. Next up. Who was next up? Pyroxy, you're good, and oh right, we were gonna trade that settlement. Right after we move Gorok, though. Gorok, you're moving past Itza, and I guess past Timakenzi. Timakenzi, you're gonna give him 2 Saurus Spears. In a sec. And it looks like Gorok will make it on time to fight Clan Pestilence. Fantastic. I'm wondering whether we keep, whether we keep our aerial, well not our air force, the other army, Tehenuan's army near here or not. But anyway, there we go, look at that. Glorious, blessed Saurus warriors, where they belong with Gorok. Timakenzi, do you need these Saurus spears? I don't think so, but you can sit there with them just in case we find a purpose for them. You're still building this one for Gorok. We will need to lose a unit. I don't know which yet. But we'll have to figure that out. Wait, no, you're building it... Huh. Does Tehenuan need 2 as well? That's a concern. Maybe I should have built 2. Damn it. Okay, fine. We'll build 2. 1 for Tehenuan and 1 for Gorok. You always want to... Oh, no. Wait. Gorok does have 2. My bad, my bad. This is for Tehenuan. And what the heck do I need for Gorok? Just Saurus Scarvets? And maybe another Trog? Well, he has a Trog and an Oracle. Probably not necessary. I'm trying to min-max the armies a little bit, at least in my head, but it's really not necessary. Anyway, Koparaf, you are going to move down here, carefully. Well, actually, nobody's actually nearby you. Nobody's close enough to you to actually attack you. We have to remember that your army is still very much in danger if we let it be. But we will add the Oracle there, and Cassitan will actually move up here in a second. Like so, and increase mobility. Oh, the increased mobility could have been useful before we moved. My bad. Let's start going through Fireball. There's some useful spells here, but yeah, Earthblood's going to be the main one. There's a decent amount of dinos in this army in general, and I'm a little bit tempted to replace all the Chameleon Stalkers here just so that we can max out the dino capabilities of the Life Priest, but we might do it later. Yeah, I was thinking about replacing all the Chameleon Stalkers with basic Basties, because we don't use basic Basties in any army currently, because they're, well, kind of a waste of our time, but, you know, it could work. So, what we want to do is this. You will hopefully move freely through this territory, because you're gonna have to get to Gorok. Kroq-Gar. You are going to move up here. And all of you are going to help out in taking Blood Peak. Yes, these guys are moving there, but that doesn't mean that they'll succeed, and we may have to help them take it, or Yeti Peak, or Titan's Notch, or all, and transfer them. Oh. I was just talking about transferring. It's in Nashrak's lair. I just said transfer, and it reminded me of it. To you, join war against the Dread Fleet. 10,000. Okay, fine. Don't bother fighting the Dread Fleet. Just have it. Just have it and enjoy it. And don't lose it again. Please. Archaon is continuing to move down. Carl might be dead. He's surrounded by 2 of Archaon's forces, but who knows? We'll see. Yeah, Chaos is doing a real swell up here. Archaon has a 3rd force up here as well. Damn. Well, not our problem. At least not our problem at the current time. It's not like Archaon can ever get powerful enough to threaten us in any way, so I'm obviously not concerned. Ooh, Talashbach, we can finally... Okay, yeah, so we're gonna end this episode on this note. Floating Pyramid. Siege it. Talashbach, reinforce. Oh, we should be able to auto-resolve this and finally destroy the Hunts Marshal. I guess there's this little army as well. We can send somebody after them. Auto-resolvable? Auto-resolvable? Yes, they'll need a while to heal, but this is a waste of our time in terms of actually fighting this, so occupy. And there we go, that's their last settlement. Aymara Swamps is now ours. We're gonna go for alignment of monuments, and then we're gonna send out, let's say, Piakador to kill Claude Helborg. Auto-resolve him. And with that, the Hunts Marshal should be fully destroyed. Yes, yes. Exterminate. Really exterminate. And yes, Hunts Marshal's expedition finally destroyed. That one took a while, didn't it? We certainly had to work for that, which I do appreciate. Anyway, where did Marathi go? She did sack Swamptown for a second time. We don't see her again, so we don't know. And we may want to try to move towards Sinaf, but there's a reason why Sinaf is standing really close to Swamptown, but just far enough so that it can run from us. Probably to try to bait Mazdamundi to move in. But I feel like unless Marathi has 2 full stacks, it's not going to be very likely that she can defeat this. 375 range on these guys now because of Mazdamundi's buffs as well. It's not bad. They're still not as rangy as I'd like them to be, considering they function like a single cannon essentially, and oftentimes have difficulty killing things, but they're still fairly useful. And I'd like to see more of them. Anyway, we're gonna have to see more of them next time because we're out of time, and I'm gonna call the episode here. Next time, Kroq-Gar attacks the Sinhal Monolith. I guess Gorok has, or Kroq-Gar rather, every time. Kroq-Gar has to attack Kunlun as well, so we got 2 battles. One of them will probably fight cinematically. Maybe Kunlun. There's some decent stuff to kill there for Kroq-Gar, and frankly, we haven't seen him fight in a while, it feels. So maybe we'll take advantage of that. But yeah. It's time to reclaim Cathay, or at least do as much as we can for our allies here, and we'll find out how well that goes. So stay tuned for more Lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.